Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Um, I was asked to do a deeper dive into the No Kings June 14th, okay? And that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video today. These protests are framed as a national day of action against perceived authoritarianism tied to opposition to our president's administration and a military parade planned for June 14th in Washington, D.C. And these events are explicitly nonviolent with a focus on rejecting corrupt authoritarian politics and mobilizing grassroots resistance. So here's what we know about the groups that are involved, okay? A coalition of over 200 progressive and civil rights organizations are backing the No Kings events. The key players include Indivisible, which is a grassroots network, okay, focused on resisting Trump's agenda and building a local constituent power. They're co-leading the charge, emphasizing nonviolent protests, but you know as well as I do when they say nonviolent, you know exactly what happens, okay? I am going by what I am finding through very, very, very public resources. Please do your own research and form your own opinions, okay? They are also, framing the events as a response to the billionaire takeover and Project 2025, okay? The next one is the ACLU. They are involved in organizing and providing the Know Your Rights training for protesters. The ACLU of Maine, for example, is rallying in Portland alongside the Indivisible chapters. The ACLU, they have a history of defending civil liberties through litigation and advocacy, often opposing Trump's policies. The next one is called Color of Change. They are a racial justice organization confirmed as a partner, promoting the events and urging participation to stand against this administration. The next one is called Black Voters Matter. They are focused on empowering Black communities through voting and civic engagement. They're listed as a partner in the coalition. The next ones are other notable groups like the American Federation of Teachers, Public Citizen, Move On, Stand Up America, Human Rights Campaign, League of Conservation Voters, and Women's March. They are also named as partners. These groups span labor, environmental, civil rights, and progressive advocacy. Local chapters like Indivisible, Twin Cities, 50501MN, and Women's March MN are organizing specific rallies, such as the one in St. Paul, Minnesota. Now, how did they become organized? Well, this coalition has a website. It's called nokings.org. Go check it out. They are listing their partners and providing a toolkit for organizers to register their protests. And the focus is on decentralized actions across the United States, deliberately avoiding D.C. to shift attention to local communities. Here we have them pretty much in every county in Florida. Yeah. So the No Kings Coalition, which is led by Indivisible, claims funding comes from grassroots donations and small dollar supporters. The 2022 financials for Indivisible show $7.2 million in revenue, mostly from individual contributions and grants from progressive foundations like Open Society Foundations. George Soros donated $7 million to Indivisible. OSF has granted millions to progressive causes, including $1.5 million to Indivisible in 2017 and 2019 for civic engagement, per OSF's website. Other partners like Public Citizen and Third Act also rely on donor networks, but exact No Kings funding is not disclosed. Over 1,800 protests are planned across these 50 states, with millions expected to attend. Cities like Philly, Chicago, Seattle, they are anchor events. International rallies in Colombia and Germany show global reach as well. Organizers like Leah Greenberg say that No Kings aim to show real power lies in the people, not Trump's parade. Yeah. I'm just saying, okay, I'm just going with what I'm finding out. Please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. The No Kings protest is going to be on June 14th, which is tomorrow. They are led by Indivisible, a nonprofit with over 200 partners groups. Confirmed partners are American Civil Liberties, Color of Change, Black Voters Matter, American Federation of Teachers, Public Citizen, Move On, Stand Up America, Human Rights Campaign, League of Conservation Voters, Freedom from Religion Foundation, Common Defense, Third Act, 50501 Movement, and let's see, NYCLU and Douglas County Democratic Party. Now, the protest details are as follows. For Philly, flagship march from Love Park to Philly Museum of Art is noon to 3 p.m. Expect road closures, organized by Indivisible, Philly, and AFL-CIO. For Seattle, rally at Cal Anderson Park from 12 o'clock, march at 1 o'clock. In New York, NYCLU led march from Pershing, I think I'm saying that right, Pershing Square to Bryant Park at 1 o'clock. San Francisco, Indivisible SF and 50501 SF march from Dolores Park to Civic Center Plaza, 11:30 a.m., endorsed by San Francisco Labor Council and Green Action. For Parker, Colorado, town officials canceled a rally due to conflicting festival, citing safety. Organizers plan a block-by-block protest instead, while Castle Rock hosts a march with police cooperation. So our president's response, he said that there's going to be very big force against D.C. protesters. But No Kings avoided D.C. to focus on local actions. Yes, the rumors that you heard about Chrissy Walton, the Walmart Harris funded newspaper advertisements for the No Kings protest. These ads, which appeared in publications like the New York Times, promoted nationwide protests for June 14th, encouraging civic engagement and opposition. She is behind the June 14th insurrection for No Kings. It's just, rich people funding poor people to retaliate against law and policy, to ensure her palace is not inconvenienced by overhead costs and regulations that come with hiring American citizens. The irony in all of this, Christy Walton is orchestrating this funding and insurrection to protect her financial empire. It relies heavily on cheap labor. You know that as well as I do. And she doesn't like Trump's stringent immigration and tariff policies that threaten her profit margins. I think that's the bottom line here. And now people see that our president is up against his own class that do not want to pay their fair share the legal way. And her audacious labeling of our president as a king, okay, is a calculated deflection, aiming to rally public sentiment against him while masking her own exploitation of vulnerable people. This is like driven by a desire to maintain her wealth, her I'm up on a pedestal. I'm up here, you're down here, and blink, blink, blink. You know what I mean? And that's her wealth. That's her influence. That's her filth, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? When you're worth billions and she could care less. You know what I mean? When you're like an ant that she steps on and squashes just to, because you're in her way. You know what I mean? Using the June 14th unrest as a smokescreen to undermine this administration. That's exactly what she's doing. She's a slob. She's a slob. And you know what? I'm probably not the only one that's going to be calling her out. And I don't care. So do what you want. Think what you want. If you don't want to shop at Walmart's anymore because of her disgustingness, you know what? More power to you. You know what I mean? It's just, it's sad. It sucks that you have someone like her that reaps all the rewards of our inability to shop somewhere else. You know what I mean, right? So she's a power pig. Yeah, power pig. That's what she is. You know, her and all of her, you know, whatever the fuck. Anyway, so that's all for this. I hope I dug a little bit more for you guys. Okay. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless, and God bless. Ciao.